you ask any England, Australian, Indian fan of what they think of certain players, they're just not, it's okay to say that they're not good enough. That's fine. But there's no philosophy, there's no vision in terms of where they're going to go next. Like with Afghanistan, their plans are really clear. That it's as clear as day what they want to do every single game. They're going to set it up in the first 20 to 30 overs with more patient batters and a bit of aggression in there, and they're going to finish the game off in the last 20 overs because they've got the raw power to do that.
You know,
Um,
one thing I want to say, you know, our players are too protected. So I'm going to use an example here. Steve Smith here. His 2015 World Cup campaign, arguably one of the best campaigns I've ever seen in my life. And Australian fans, if whenever they so say this World Cup, Steve Smith, he wasn't good. Australian fans will still criticize him and say, "Oh, he was poor." They won't use that one tournament to justify any poor performances. And I've used Bob Burrow say 2019 World Cup, New Zealand, the 100. Whenever he has a bad game, Pakistan fans always go back to that game and say, "Oh, but he scored 100 versus New Zealand." Like they don't acknowledge what the problem is. They just deflect it and
Mm.
use other performances to justify how poor he's been. But that's a major problem. It's the same with Shaheen. They will always say, "Oh, look what he did in 2019. Look what he did in 2021." When criticizing his current performances, and we're never going to get anywhere if that's the kind of thoughts we have.